Word, son. What do you do, YouTube? It's your boy, Divine. Alright, man, before we get into this video, make sure to like button, comment, subscribe, share the word, spread the links, because you know how I do. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, man, so I made a video in the past about pretty much run blocking not being improved, and I still stand on that island. And you see the clip looped up in the background, so I want to talk about it as it plays, but you know, I just want to shed a light on the amount of ignorance I see when it comes to these videos. Now, I understand that y'all want Madden to be a great game, and coming from 23 to 24, we can say that there is an improvement, but you pretty much have to squint your eyes to see it. Type, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of time you got to be on in order for you to see the changes in Madden 24, because somebody going from 23 to 24, and if you look at them side by side, you don't really see too much of a difference. So when I said that run blocking has not been improved, this is what I meant. Now, as you can see, I pretty much do an inside zone, and you see Lane Johnson pretty much steamroller whoever's in front of him. So as you can see, I got to slow down. You see Lane Johnson literally looking right at the guy who's in front of him to pretty much say, okay, he's the next one I'll block. Then he turns his head and looks off somewhere else to go block somebody else, completely ignoring the guy who's in front of him. Now, I could have sworn that this technology was supposed to be so groundbreaking that it was the whole thing of run blocking has been improved. You know, you saw people getting the steamrolled, and they're getting the crackback blocks, and they're pretty much, you know, the impact blocking is becoming a more prominent thing, and so on and so on. With this technology that they were kicking to y'all, they made it sound like they just completely righted all their wrongs, and they actually got it right this time. Ladies and gentlemen, this run blocking is very inconsistent. It's very inconsistent. You know, I know a lot of the times people will see these videos and think that just because, oh yeah, you got a big run, that doesn't necessarily mean that, hey, all the blocking was correct. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, I got to compensate for what the blockers don't do. Whether I got to make an extra guy miss because my guy missed a blocker in front of me. Now, they always say in football, you're always supposed to follow your blocker. But how do I follow my blocker if he does that? He literally ignored the guy who was in front of him and went to go block somebody else. Like, how can you make excuses for this? Like, I'm baffled at how many people will see this and still try to find a way to excuse that from happening. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, not every game is perfect. You're not always going to get perfect run blocks every single time. And I'm not saying it has to be perfect. But if you guys are going to boast that run blocking has been improved and it's this, and this, you've got to make it consistent. You have to make it consistent. You know what I mean? I could take out of 10 times, I could take 8 out of the 10 times it actually working like it's supposed to. And maybe the 1 or 2 times I'm like, dang, he really missed his block. I can be all right with that. Hell, I might even take 7 out of the 10 times. But as many times as this has happened to me, it's out of pocket, and I just happened to catch this one on the record. But like I said, y'all, this isn't something that you should just glare over and make excuses for and act like this isn't a problem. Like, this is a huge problem for a company that has this technology, Homo sapien technology or sapien technology, where skeletons and all this other stuff and players structurally look better and blah 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 blah. They pretty much sold us a skeleton, right? And then they try to tell us how run blocking has been improved and how in Madden 23 they didn't do this and they didn't do that. But I see remnants of Madden 23 in Madden 24 with stuff like this. You've got to stop making excuses and say, hey, all right, enough is enough. What's going on here? You've got to come to grips with what's going on here. You have to, because there's no reason for that to happen at all whatsoever. It's not like you had 2 guys that were sitting right there and he had to make a choice between the 2. No, he had ample room and opportunity to process who he needed to block next, and obviously he chose the wrong person because he moved past him and went to somebody else that wasn't even a factor in the play. And I could have easily prepared for that guy who was really running down towards me. If he'd have took care of his blocker right there, I probably would have just shook him real quick and I probably would have scored for 6. But my blocker is missing his assignment, and we're taught in football that when you're running the ball, or at least back in 03 when John Madden did football 101, that when you're running the ball, you are to follow your blocker. He's the one to lead you to daylight. So what are we calling this here? And this says John Madden's name on it. So what are we calling this? Come on, man. It's unacceptable. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below, man. I'm going to get up out of here. Be sure to hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share the word, spread the links, because you know how I do. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. It's your boy Jay Devine, and I'm signing out. Peace.